I am Face, and you're watching Dragon Age Inquisition LP, episode 169. And I decided to finish some things that were, still in the Valoriux mystery box. The big one, operation available.
Purchased? What becomes of Darabon?
Okay, so that unlocked an operation for 10,000 gold. Right. Now let's get to the more of a relevant mission here. In the harbor. Okay. Yeah, since we're here anyway, we may as well. This is one of the missions Liliana gave us back in Skyhold. Relevant of, Corypheus minions and all that stuff. So this guy is possibly in some sort of danger.
What happened here?
This thing
And
is.
where is the merchant we intended to meet?
Who knows? Yeah, we need to start figuring this out. Cancel order for more field workers, get me scraps, slaves. Smartest you can find, they have to be able to read and write. Okay. As long as they clever about it. Paying a fortune for best and brightest stock. Don't send any brands or whip marks. We had a couple of brand slaves in shipment, and her people send the couriers back with burns on their faces. Doesn't take kindly to damaged stock.
It seems Visinius angered Calpurnia by sending her mistreated slaves.
Was that mercy or anger at damaged stock?
She was paying a fortune for literate slaves.
What? A horde of these Venatories not enough? Something's up. That sounds like recruiting to me.
Yeah, it does. Not typical conscription. You feel free to read more about this.
An invoice for a shipment of slaves.
Sneaky rat bastard slaver. That explains a bit.
Indeed. Oh yeah. Ah. There we go. Madness in the house. There was madness even before us. The walls are splattered with blood in, in generous amounts. It's gonna be even more now. Alright. Loot. Yeah, we can take it. Alright, this dude is done for. So much for saving operation. Okay. Accounts, shipment details. Seize Calpurnia, okay. Remember, find bottle of good Gislaine, red for meeting if Inquisitor should be memorable. Alright. And what's on the corpse?
That must have been Visinius.
I see Calpurnia sent Venatori to deal with him.
Let's look around.
Okay.
Shattered crystal. Let's find the pieces.
Is it a red layer? Or what? Probably is. What else could it be?
Here's another one.
Should this be dangerous or something?
The crystal's whole again, but Hold on.
Lady Calpurnia, I had no intention.
I warned you of consequences should the slaves you bring me suffer in your care. Venatori, show him my displeasure.
No! Wait! Wait!
That's a dwarven memory crystal. The Shapered used them to store memories. Don't ask me how.
Dagna might know what to make of it.
Alright, at least there's not red lyrium and voices in my head. So that's good, I guess. No crazy stuff. Yeah. So basically, kinda we're late to that one. Or it was meant to be so. Okay, let's, decide Tom's/Blackwall's fate. Now, hopefully we can actually make him see it as not his own fault for, doing what he was ordered to do himself and giving the order to other people. Well, of course, the part for running away was more instinctual and, about survival than anything else, but, he did came to take up the guild here,
What would you do if Templars did it?
Applaud. It's the least.
But, real guilty people are never punished.
These questions. I am your junior.
Or not even taken into consideration for punishing. Yeah. Hopefully we can actually, make this right somehow. Because Blackwall did seem like a decent Grey Warden in all the, Grey Warden scenarios. And there, aren't many that great wardens to begin with. And if, the order taking so many great losses as it is, would be quite counterproductive to, leaving one of the last few decent, capable of leading wardens to their deaths. So we should make most out of this. And I also don't wanna, lose a party member permanently. Kinda. An okay party member, okay in my books. He didn't, mess up really. In any way. Of course, this is obviously about his past, but he needs to learn to
Worship?
understand that there's
I don't know what
much
you think
more.
you're doing.
I'm being clucked at by a hen, evidently.
Don't play the fool with me, young man.
If I
Jeez.
wanted to play the fool, I could be rather more convincing, I assure you.
Your glib tongue does you no credit.
You'd be surprised at the credit my tongue gets me.
Oh, that talks. Okay, where is Liliana? Okay, where is she? I almost always forget where her tower is. It was somewhere around here. Maybe. Yeah, here we go. That's more like it. I have some crystal for you.
Your trip to the merchant's home yielded results. Before she became leader of the Venatori, Calpurnia was a slave from Minrathous. Even slaves with magic are treated unkindly in Tevinter. If Corypheus freed her, no wonder she follows him.
She She must believe freedom will reign under Corypheus.
Perhaps. Calpurnia has freed every slave she's purchased. Vicinius tracked his shipments. My agents will investigate. This may lead us to Calpurnia's lair. In the meantime, speak to Dagna. The crystal you found on Vicinius fascinates her.
Yeah, that kinda explains, you know, the origin of Corypheus' army, actually. Where he's actually getting so many willing servants, you know, in the ranks of simple Venatori, such as zealots and, you know, brutes and all that stuff. They're, you know, just former slaves that got, you know, taste of freedom and they, you know, wanna put their lives for it. Okay, let's go to Dagna. She can certainly make more out of it, you know, than we do. Out of a stone, you know. Okay, why is special shipment? Alright. Superb. Superb. Alright. So is this bad good or something? I certainly wouldn't say so. Not that crazy good. Yeah, the swords do seem to do less DPS for sure, but the range do seem to be better. Well, DPS is more, you know, important when you're dealing with whatchamacallit, bonuses for skills by, you know, a big amount for sure. Yeah. Defense. Alright, never mind. We looked into it. That's enough for now. Let's get to the actual...
This is an amazing find, Inquisitor. The Shaperid in Orzammar had something like it.
Greetings to you too, Dagna.
Yeah.
They preserve voices, or a likeness, memories, you know? You don't know. Doesn't matter. The Venatori cracked it, but here...
These documents you found, Inquisitor. I've made interesting...
Uh-oh.
discoveries.
Under fear, demon.
But the power will draw them unless you have wards against possession.
Once you have become the vessel, demons will be beneath your concern. Prepare as I have directed.
That's quite a memory.
Elder One.
Sod it. Oh, sorry. The crystal couldn't take anymore. Wasn't meant for this.
Corypheus said Calpurnia was going to be a vessel. A vessel for what?
Exactly.
They spoke of power and demons. But Calpurnia is already a magister. Corypheus must have some other plan.
That looked like Corypheus and Calpurnia.
It was a memory stored in the crystal.
No, that was vital information. Did you see Calpurnia's expression? Their alliance may be less than harmonious.
The crystal showed us Calpurnia hasn't bought into Corypheus's myth just yet.
Well, I'm no shaper, but I might be able to get it to remember new sounds.
Really? If we hid it among Calpurnia's belongings, imagine what we could learn.
I can split it and keep half here. We could hear her speaking right then. It's not how they're supposed to work, and it'll probably break. As I said, I'm no shaper.
Inquisitor, Calpurnia's Venatori have been digging up elven ruins. Tracking them might lead us to her. If this crystal were placed in a lair, I cannot overstate the value of what we might learn.
Right, simple. Dagna, any chance it'll work?
Oh, there's always a chance. I mean, yes.
If there's a rift growing between Corypheus and Calpurnia, we must exploit it.
I'll have the crystal ready soon. I think. Let me find the Quicksilver.
Yeah, as long as, you know, that don't work both ways, you know. We can listen to them and they can understand that something is wrong and listen to us. Because that would suck. Confusion. What does it actually do? Oh, that could be good. Possibly. Well, it's very interesting for sure. So we already found our grenades. It's already full here. So yeah, we'll already upgrade all that. So only tonics and some grenades left. Okay, most of the tonics actually upgraded by now. Okay. Yeah, might as well upgrade most of them. Not planning on using this poison. Poison damage is not exactly that good. I mean, it's a good damage type, but doesn't seem like it's much damage. Not a big number there, not long duration. And we can have a poison damage type on, you know, rogues naturally. So yeah, I kinda deem a good heal or area of effect a lot more useful. But maybe I'm wrong, I'm not sure. Anyway, need to work on the Blackwall business. Who is no longer gonna be Blackwall probably from this point onward. And if we actually mess up, he may not be at all. Yeah, let's not mess up. Alrighty. This is gonna be tricky. Our table operation. Favor. Okay, it was honored to fight alongside the soldiers of Inquisition. Similar victories together in the future. Both freedom and our lives. I once wished that been able to attend the conclave. After hearing about destruction, yeah, it's better it worked out this way. Templars fell to where? Oh yeah, Red Lyrium. Okay. Add one, okay, spies, starting rant at recent ball. Yeah, it kinda worked out. Sure.
You seem to enjoy yourself at the Winter Palace, Liliana. Or was that part of the game?
Perhaps it was both.
So where is that? Yeah, where do we exactly get this mission? Ferelden side or something? Oh man, this is a lot. Alright, I'm already not understanding of it. I should have read more in this. You know, I'm having way too many war table missions left. Alright, need to actually... no. Okay, so how do we interact with our advisors this way? Like this?
Inquisitor, I must speak with you.
Now what now?
What is it?
I must explain something first about the Montilier's fortunes. My family made their fortune as traders in Antiva until a scandal exiled us from Orlais some ages ago. It devastated our finances. The Montilier's have, in fact, been in debt for over 100 years.
Debt or no, you appear to be surviving.
That isn't enough. A disaster could wipe us out completely. For generations, we've done everything to keep creditors at bay. Sold our lands to stave off interest. It's just... it is infuriating to see my family still reduced to this. I'm to become head of our house. If I sell any more of our land, my family will become destitute. That cannot be my legacy to them.
Is there anything I can do?
I'd almost solved our problems. For a while. I negotiated a chance to reinstate the Montiliers as landed traders in Orlais. We could rebuild with that. But when I dispatched paperwork to Val Royeaux, I've just learned my carriers were murdered. And the documents restoring my family's trading status destroyed.
Talk about a bad luck.
Do you have any idea who murdered them?
Leliana made inquiries that bore success. Comte Boisvert, a nobleman in Val Royeaux, claims to know who killed my messengers. He has a request that you come when I meet him, so he's seen publicly conferring with you.
What will being seen with me gain the Comte?
The Comte will drop hints at parties he's to meet with an important visitor. Allies and rivals will take note. Once he's met you, there will be speculation. The Comte will subtly spin reports to his advantage. He will use us. But if he knows who killed my people, I ask that we indulge him.
Well, I guess.
If that's what it takes to get to the bottom of this, I'll meet this Comte with you.
Thank you, Inquisitor. It means... you are too kind. I must know who killed my couriers just to harm my family.
Man, okay. So can we actually get to know where I'm supposed to go to actually do something about Tom Blackwell or whoever? Ah man, Optional. Order advisors to find a way. Yeah, come on.
Inquisitor, is it true? Is the mark on your hand magic cast by Corypheus?
Corypheus claimed it's a spell gone wrong.
I wanted to think it was a blessing. A sign the Maker was returning to his creation. How credulous of me.
Yeah, who knows? You know, let's just keep, you know, the theme going.
Perhaps the Maker set these events in motion so long ago we can no longer see his hand in them.
It would be fitting if that were true. Does it hurt? The anchor, that is.
It looks strange, but it hasn't done me harm.
If it did come from Corypheus, that's a small mercy.
Okay. Can we actually, you know, get something? How are we supposed to order anyone anything here? Very confused at this point. Put it lightly. Doesn't seem to be anything I can actually think of here. The war table operations doesn't. Yeah, this is getting a little bit silly. Doesn't seem like we can actually do that. Huh. You know, you would think this would be perfect place for it. No? Resource. Oh, here we go. This is derp.
If you require any help finding this woman who leads the Venatori, I do keep contacts into Winter. Thank you, but I must involve as few people as possible.
Okay, okay.
Calpurnia has a gift for ferreting out spies.
Okay, previously known as Blackwall released. Okay. Casualties? Oh well. He would not like that, and he would not like that. That someone dies for him at this rate. So connection it is. Okay.
The order was sent?
This morning.
Now everything is, you know, in hands of our judgmental prowess. Oh well.
For judgment this day, Inquisitor, I must present Captain Tom Rainier, formerly known to us as Warden Blackwall.
Ming.
His crimes... well, you are aware of his crimes. It was no small expense to bring him here, but the decision of what to do with him is now yours.
I didn't think this would be easy, but it's harder than I thought.
Another thing to regret. What did you have to do to release me?
Josephine called in a few favors. There are enough people out there who owe the Inquisition.
And what happens to the reputation the Ambassador has so carefully cultivated? The world will learn how you've used your influence. They'll know the Inquisition is corrupt.
Once the world is back to normal, no one will even remember this.
I'll remember. I accepted my punishment. I was ready for all this to end. Why would you stop it? What becomes of me now?
You have your freedom.
It cannot be as simple as that.
It isn't. You're free to atone as the man you are, not the traitor you thought you were, or the warden you pretended to be.
The man I am. I barely know him. But I have a lot to make up for. If my future is mine, then I pledge it to the Inquisition. My sword is yours. If I'd said anything less, would an arrow from the rookery have snuffed me like a candle?
Take your post, Tom Rainier.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess this is a good place to cut the episode as any. So thanks for watching, guys, and see you in the next episode. Bye.